Is music the universal language of humankind? In 2 recent studies, we've come a little bit closer to understanding why all around the world, we humans sing. Was it just an evolutionary accident, something that came along as a sweet bonus when we learned how to talk? Or was it something that had its own purpose and evolved for its own reason? To answer this question, I talked to researchers who collected data from 75 different cultures from all 6 populated continents. Participants sent in 4 recordings, one where they play the song on an instrument, another where they sing it,
Are you going to Scarborough Fair?
One where they speak the lyrics,
Are you going to Scarborough Fair?
And another where they describe the song.
This cryptic, old-fashioned song that I quite like.
After analyzing this massive amount of data, the researchers found a pattern underlying folk music from all around the world. Overall, songs were slower and had higher and more stable pitches than speech.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
And that makes sense, right? Like, it generally takes longer to sing a lyric than to speak it because we're lingering on each note for longer. But what does this mean? And why do we do this? I also spoke with neuroscientist Robert Zatorre, who's looked into how speech and song are represented in people's brains. When we hear a sound, there are really 2 things that we're taking in. One is time and the other is pitch, so we can call these temporal and spectral information. Speech relies on quick changes in sound every millisecond, so it's just rich in this temporal detail. Singing, on the other hand, has more to do with the wider spectrum of sound. So take this audio clip, for example.
I think she has a soft and lovely voice.
If we degrade the temporal information, this is what happens. It's the equivalent of blurring the sound in time. You can't hear the words, but you can still hear the melody. And this is what happens when you degrade the sound's spectral information instead.
I think she has a soft and lovely voice.
You can hear the words, but it's all robotic and it's lost its color. These 2 types of information are processed in different sides of the brain. So speech relies more on temporal information, which is processed more in the left hemisphere, and singing relies more on spectral information, which is processed more in the right hemisphere. All of this suggests that singing isn't just a byproduct of speech, but why it evolved is still unknown. Some researchers think that it might have evolved to bond us together, which really makes sense if you've ever been to a concert or sung in a choir or sung songs around a campfire.